this gesture of Ashok Gehlot visiting the family members is going to be an empty one unless he delivers on the promise that there will be justice for Kanhaiya Lal. And by justice, we don't mean just that the two murderers are taken in. They've already been arrested. But also those who let down Kanhaiya when he flagged up the issue of him being threatened, of him receiving death threats, that too must be looked into. The family members who they've just spoke to also said exactly that they communicated to Chief Minister Gehlot that what they want is not compensation. Ashok Gehlot came there with a check to hand over to the family, but they said what we want isn't compensation, we want justice. We want to ensure that all of those behind the death of Kanhaiya, behind the murder of Kanhaiya, including those who ignored his pleas for help, must be punished. And there the onus lies on the Chief Minister, on the Rajasthan police. One ASI, Dev, has already been suspended for ignoring Kanhaiya Lal's complaint.
That is true, Akshita. That happened day before yesterday. One additional sub-inspector has already been suspended. What we are given to understand is that one more police officer is also suspended. In fact, there is talk going on that perhaps the entire staff of the police station that Kanhaiya Lal went and registered his complaint at can be sent to the police lines and can be put under suspension. But the family members are arriving out here in large numbers. The family that was already inside, they spoke with Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot. The Home Secretary Abhay Kumar was present, the Chief Secretary, in fact, all the top bureaucracy of Rajasthan was at the residence of Kanhaiya Lal when the Chief Minister was visiting. And you see these people who are right now at the residence of Kanhaiya Lal. They have been talking and will, try to get in a word with some of them. Sir, आप बता रहे थे, आप उस समय मौजूद थे जब मुख्यमंत्री अशोक गहलोत यहाँ पर आए थे. परिवार ने क्या कहा, उनको न्याय के बारे में क्या कुछ बोला?
सर, न्याय के बारे में जब हमने उनसे बहुत बात की कि पुलिस का रवैया हमें यहाँ पर समझ में नहीं आया है, तो उन्होंने बोला कि भाई पुलिस के हाथ में तो अब कुछ है ही नहीं. यहाँ पे एनआईए की टीम आ चुकी है, भारत सरकार की टीम आ गई, और आगे जो भी कार्रवाई होगी वही करेंगे. पुलिस की कोताही का जो आरोप लग रहा था, उस बारे में मुख्यमंत्री अशोक गहलोत से कोई सफाई मांगी गई? जब मैंने खुद ने उनसे ये बात कही कि जब दानमनी थाने के लोग 3-3 बार एफआईआर दर्ज करने के बाद भी लास्ट में समझौता करवा के उनसे वो एफआईआर वापस लेते हैं और उसके बाद उनको कोई सिक्योरिटी प्रोवाइड नहीं करवाते हैं और घटना को होने का इंतजार किया, उसका परिदृश्य ये है कि एक जाति मानसिकता के लोगों ने इस टाइप से ये कृत्य किया और एक आदमी अपनी जान से हाथ धो बैठा. आज पूरे हिंदू समाज में आक्रोश है. आज उदयपुर में देखा होगा आपने, कम से कम 10,000 लोगों की पब्लिक ज्ञापन देने के लिए गई थी और हर लोगों के मन में यही डर सता रहा है कि अब आगे क्या होगा, क्योंकि सेक्टर 11 में एक और बंदा है जिसके लिए उन्होंने घोषणा की. मुख्यमंत्री अशोक गहलोत से जब परिवार बात कर रहा था, उन्होंने उनके बेटों को क्या कहा और कहा जा रहा है कि नौकरियों का वायदा किया गया है, 50 लाख रुपए दिए गए हैं, चेक दिया गया है. क्या परिवार इतने से संतुष्ट है? परिवार अपनी जगह अपनी बात रखे कि वो गम में व्याप्त है, लेकिन साहू समाज ने बिल्कुल स्पष्ट डिमांड की 1 करोड़ रुपए का इनको मुआवजा दिया जाए, शहीद का दर्जा दिया जाए और दोनों बच्चों को सरकारी नौकरी दी जाए. तो उन्होंने कहा अभी तो मैं 50 लाख का चेक लाया हूं, मैं ये दे देता हूं और इसके बाद नौकरी की बात है तो अभी मेरी शहीद के दर्जे की मांग की गई. शहीद दर्जे की हम लोगों ने मांग की, क्योंकि ये कोई एक व्यक्ति विशेष का मामला नहीं है, ये हिंदू समाज के लिए. जब आप उन लोगों की वीडियो देखेंगे, उन्होंने पूरे हिंदू समाज को चैलेंज किया उसमें और हिंदू समाज को चूड़ियां पहनने की बात की. So you heard it, Akshita. The family says that that they do not want money only. They want that justice prevails. A talk of declaring Kanhaiya Lal as a martyr was done during the visit of Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot. That demand was put forward. Whether the Rajasthan government considers that or not is something which is up to the Gehlot administration. But out here there is heavy chaos. There is a lot of presence of people out here who have been really, anxious to know what is it that transpired with the Chief Minister when he visited out here. And there is, all of these people who have been arriving out here, they want to know how is it that justice will prevail in Rajasthan when this kind of an act happens in broad daylight and the butchers of Kanhaiya Lal are, perhaps justice has still not been done to the family of Kanhaiya Lal. The punishment that should be meted out to them is still to happen, and the family, says that their sense of unease, their sense of lack of peace, the sense of anxiety.
Dave, just stay with us. I want to cut across to these latest images that are emerging of Chief Minister Gehlot. So that was an interaction that we just played out for you between Chief Minister Gehlot and Kanhaiya's son, who is standing there, who's spoken to us here on India Today. And he had also said that I want to raise serious questions about why the police didn't take my father's complaint seriously. So you saw Chief Minister Gehlot there meeting with Kanhaiya's family, paying his respects also to Kanhaiya Lal, and essentially a message of assurance that action, whatever action his government can take, will be taken to ensure justice, and that all the perpetrators, all those who are responsible for the beheading, this cold-blooded murder, as barbaric as it gets really, of Kanhaiya Lal, are immediately identified and taken in. Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot spent quite a bit of time there, the family, inside the house there with the family members of Kanhaiya Lal, spoke to them, met with the sons, met with also Kanhaiya's wife, and they've put forth several requests, most importantly to ensure that the cops also, who ignored Kanhaiya Lal's complaint about being stalked and threatened, there be action on that front as well. Let's cut across live now to reaction from Kanhaiya's son. A few more reactions there from the ground as the family members are speaking out one after another. Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot also offered compensation to the family, and clearly at this point Kanhaiya's family has told him what matters most to us is justice. What matters most to us is that every single person who had one role, some role or the other behind the killing of Kanhaiya Lal immediately be taken into custody. As we're putting out those images for you on the right of your screens of Ashok Gehlot meeting with the family members, remember this is happening at a time when you have protests taking place nationwide, particularly in Udaipur, where scores of people came together demanding justice for Kanhaiya Lal. They're putting the onus also on the Rajasthan police over the fact that the police complaint that I mentioned was ignored by the Rajasthan police. So protests have been taking place, and Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot's effort here of meeting the family will be a gesture that he hopes will end the agitations also taking place.